Good morning, wherever you are. It's morning where I'm at. So, welcome or welcome back. Welcome back. Um, yeah, so today I decided before I get my day started, I will go ahead and um, get a video out because it's Black History Month, and you know, you can't talk about Black history in a vacuum. It is a um, for me, it has been a lifelong process. But for others who are not of African American persuasion, it may be just in February. So I thought I would help you guys out. And my original goal was to do 28 for 28 days of Black History, but I realized that's not going to happen because we're like a week over the first day of Black History. But I do think that I can get out 10 videos. They're going to be short videos, but I kind of figure that if I don't have to edit and do all of that other um, thumbnails and all that other, I guess, technical stuff, I can um, give a give you a good summary or a good variety of books to read for Black history. So, today's video, I want to focus on an author. Now, I've I've gotten every book that he's written and released so far, and so um, this author has changed the landscape of how we look at anti-racism. His first book, Stamped, from the beginning, the definitive history of racist ideas and in America. Um, this is I bought this when it came out, and I've read this a couple of times, and I love this so much. Normally, when I originally, you see how yellow these pages are. Um, I do not annotate with tags. I normally annotate, with writing in the books. Yes, I write in my books. But I've read this book a couple of times, and the second time that I read it, um, Kende came out with a second one for middle schoolers, and it's called Stamped. Well, this is the second one. This one right here is for middle schoolers. So we're thinking ages um, probably fifth grade to maybe possibly eighth grade, because talking about racism and anti-racism, it can be a heavy topic. So he tends to streamline his books and make it easier for various age groups to read and understand. Now, this one right here was a collaboration with Jason Reynolds. Jason Reynolds, he is also an excellent author that I follow. Love his books. Love, love, love. He mostly focuses his books on middle schoolers. And so, yeah, I was, when I saw the collaboration, I didn't even have to read, the inside. I just knew it was going to be a great book. So, yeah, this is Stamp, and this is for middle schoolers. Jason Reynolds with Embrium X Kende. And so this is kind of a rewrite to make it easier for younger people to understand the politics of anti-racism. So now we have that, right? I was satisfied. This was actually required reading for my son when he was younger. He's out of high school now, out of school now, but when this book first came out, this was one of our required readings during homeschool. And so, when I say I encourage parents to sit down and have books that you and your family can read together, I truly encourage it, because what you think your kids know, right? There are always these buzzing questions. that when they ask questions, you really have to ask yourself, like, you know what, I never thought about that. So a fresh set of eyes and, open minds. My cats, they are just like flirting around. It's early in the morning, so they're doing their early morning racing around the house. Just joy. But yeah, so you never know. If you don't have these conversations with young, with family members and young people, particularly my son, because throughout his homeschool career, we read a lot of Black history books, and so social science was history to us. Like everything had to do with some topic or some form of history. And so getting back to this particular special one, um, Stamped, he also did a children's book, and this is for, I want to say, second graders. I would genuinely say probably around second graders to maybe fifth graders. But this is for children. This is not middle school, I don't think. This is like grade school. So, STEM for kids, racism, anti-racism, and you, and even the heading in here is different because right here it talks about anti-racism on the cover, which, look at these covers, absolutely gorgeous, right? And then in the adult version, it just talks about, it gives this to you straight, right? The definitive history of racist ideas in America. So this will be my quick video on recommending Stamped from the Beginning from Ibram X. Kendi and Jason Reynolds. Now, I chose this selection was because I think that, as as we look at how do we start introducing these conversations to our children. That's my grumpy old man cat. If you are a first time visitor to this channel, go back and watch some of my other videos. He's always in the background. I think he does it intentionally so he can be heard. But I love you, Simba. Have a seat. So, if you have young people in your life, I mean, they don't have to be, children, but I would try to find, for me, books about subjects that can be written in different forms so everybody can understand. What I do pride myself on is when I do find a book that I like, potentially historical books, I always try to find the book for a younger reader. And so that's what I've always done. That's what I like doing. And now that, my son is older and we're not reading, the grade school and the middle school books, I'm definitely keeping him and other young folks in mind, when I decide to add books into my library. So this book right here, although I love it myself, this book, if I may give one to my niece and my nephew because I still have young people in my family, and get it for them, and hopefully we'll be able to sit down and have the conversation one day. But they're so intelligent, like I think that they will be ready for this one right here, because I'll be guiding them on the conversations and seeing where their mind is at. So yeah, that was my Black history recommendation for today. To always find materials that you can sit down and explore with a range of people of various ages, because as we get into this era in our life, particularly in the United States, where they're trying to eliminate all types of cultural history of brown and black folks, it is important that, we are not living in a revisionist history, and that we know the facts. Ibram X. Kendi, along with a lot of other African American authors, have been put on the ban list, book ban list. And, their works are not offensive. It's just that we had a black president for 8 years, and after those 8 years, a lot of white people lost their goddamn minds. I'm just gonna keep it real. So it has been a a long-standing plot to reverse the rights of a lot of people, and this just didn't happen with Barack Obama being in office. It just, when we are making progress and other groups are able to generate progress and start businesses and create safe communities, the dominant culture doesn't like that. And these are just facts. I'm not here to offend anybody. I don't know if you're in the United States or not, or if you're in another country, but racism is global. That is just a global thing. And so when we know the difference between, equality and freedom and justice for all, then we all we can live in harmony. But when we're constantly canceling cultures out, whether it's an African American culture, whether it's, Hispanic Latino culture, whether it's an indigenous culture, when we're canceling out other fabrics of this country, it leaves us with very little variety and culture and experiences to talk about. So I'm gonna close this with this one thought. I was, and I still am a fan of SpongeBob SquarePants, and there was this one episode where Squidward, he decided he wanted to lead a community because SpongeBob and Patrick was getting on his nerves. It's like, oh, I need to go to people who are like mine. So he ended up going to this community, a gated community, where there were a lot of squids like himself. And he got up every day. They did the same thing every day. Everybody looked the same. Everybody acted the same. They danced the same. In the grocery stores, they were like a can of one thing, and everything was like the same across the board. And Patrick and SpongeBob, they said, well, if he wants to leave, let him leave, but we're going to try to get him back. And so instead of them going to chase after Squidward, he got bored himself. So he started doing crazy, out of line things that SpongeBob, that he felt was agonizing and torturing, from SpongeBob. And so he actually missed that variety, that culture, that friend, the different lens of culture and personalities. And so he actually got himself kicked out of this gated community where everybody looked the same, act the same, talk the same, dress the same. And that was just, that's the lens that I'm looking at now, is that America would never look like one big red, white, and blue flag. Those are just the chosen colors. But we have so many diverse population. When everyone's able to get along and accept and respect other cultures, it's a beautiful experience. And so in Black History Month, I am always going to shine the light on Black culture, because being a Black woman, I don't know anything else. So, well, I know a lot of other things, but I am more adaptable to learning about history and culture, so I can get to understand people, not just the day-to-day physical interactions, right? But to read about a culture and understand certain traditions, and respect and have boundaries for those respect and have boundaries for those others' traditions. And so That's what makes life beautiful, right? So, in closing, I want to say thank you for stopping by. This is one of many videos. I have this video, and then I have another video coming out, my 25 or 2025 Black History book recommendations. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know in what order this video will be coming out, but that video is a part one, a part two, and possibly a part three because my editing skills are horrible. So we'll see how that turns out. But stay tuned and look forward to that video as well. But until then, you have a beautiful day wherever you are in the world. And I will see you soon. Before you leave, do me a favor, like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. Yeah, some good conversations are going to come from this. So hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.